Test, test, test.
Okay, for speakers, so everyone knows, we have Mayor Castor, Solid Waste Director Larry Washington, followed by Fire Chief Barbara Tripp, Police Chief Lee Burkhoff, followed by Councilmember Guido Maniscalco, Commissioner Harry Cohen, and then Mayor Bill Garrett, our Hispanic liaison.
All right, everybody ready?
And Tico. Tico will be after Commissioner Bill.
All right. Okay. Hello, everybody. It's Mayor Jane, and we are having our press conference with the latest on Hurricane Milton. As we have said and you have seen continually through the weather advisories and alerts, that we are going to be significantly impacted by Hurricane Milton. Hurricane Helene was a water event, and that was devastating for portions of our community, especially those along our waterways, which are 126 miles worth of waterfront property in our community. Milton has a possibility of bringing close to twice the amount in storm surge, hurricane force category 3 or 4 winds, and a great deal of rain on our already saturated community. So we can't ask you in any other way to please be prepared. If you are in evacuation zone A or B, you should have already left. So if you're hearing this right now, prepare to evacuate. You don't have to go out of state. You just have to get out of the way of that water. Run from the water, hide from the wind. Everybody in our Tampa Bay area has that phrase memorized by now. We could not underscore the importance of this anymore. So a couple of things that I want to go over since our last press conference. Gas. We're starting to see some less than cordial Tampa Bay behavior at some of our gas stations. So please, 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 everybody, patience. We're all in this together. I have talked to Paul Anderson, the CEO at Port Tampa Bay. I am on that board, and the tanks in the port are full. And so it's just an issue right now of people going and filling up all at once. So it's a demand, it's not a supply. The tankers are coming out of the port to replenish those filling stations as quick as they can. My filling stations in neighborhood or in Seminole Heights were out yesterday, and several of them are pumping gas today. So again, patience on that front. We have the gas situation covered in our city. I also want to talk a bit about rumor control. There are rumors that we don't have enough resources. That could not be further from the truth. The federal government, the state government, the county, the city, private entities are working hand in hand. First and foremost, to get that household debris up and out of the way. And secondly, to make sure that everyone is safe as we endure whatever Milton brings our way. Tampa General Hospital has the aqua fence that has a capacity of handling 15 feet of storm surge. It saved the hospital during Helene, and we're hoping that it does the same through Milton, because as everyone knows, that is our Trauma 1 location. And also, again, to the resources, the collaboration, the cooperation. I have talked to the president. The administrator of FEMA was here yesterday. She rode around with us, asked what we needed, went over to the barrier islands in Pinellas County and did the same there. The state, I've talked to the governor, been in constant contact with our emergency manager. They are working to get us all the resources we need. So please don't get political on this. This storm is going to affect everybody, and we are getting the help that we need from all of the different governmental officials. So thank you again for everyone's patience. On the rumor control, we are not proactively shutting off water anywhere. Tico, who is going to speak, is not shutting off electricity either. There's the possibility that the storm surge or the wind will knock down trees, power lines, everything else that will affect different services, but we will be sure to keep you informed in a timely manner. And to that end, if you haven't already, please text Tampa Ready to 888-777. You'll get real-time updates with factual information. Hate to break it to you, but a lot of what you see on social media is not factual. Stick with the facts. For those alerts in Spanish, text 888-777 to Tampa Lista to 888-777. So now this will be a first in a press conference dealing with a hurricane, but the next speaker up and the most important person of the hour and an individual who has been doing an amazing job is the director of our solid waste, Larry Washington.
All right. Well, thank you, Mayor. I truly appreciate the kind words. First and foremost, thank you, City of Tampa, for your patience. There's a lot of debris out there, whether it's household debris or it's vegetative debris. There's a lot of debris there, and it's been a full court press on debris cleanup. And that's not just the solid waste department, that's citywide. We have contractors in place right now, and we're still currently collecting debris. Our primary focus is the household debris. So if you have vegetative debris, please try to store it in some type of garage, bring it into some type of shelter so then we can try to weather out Hurricane Milton. Since September 29th, we have been actively collecting debris. Now, currently we have collected 26,000 cubic yards of debris, and we store these at our debris management sites. We have one in South Tampa, and we have one over next to the port as well. So, for those of you that have the ability to bring your debris to the transfer station, please do so. I was there this morning, and we only had a line of 4 or 5 people. So with all of those households with debris curbside, if you have the ability, bring it on to us. But if you don't, then we're still trying to collect your debris. So roughly, as of now, we received roughly 500 ready individuals bringing their waste to our transfer stations. So that's 500 people that have been proactive with bringing their waste over. Now that equates to roughly 400,000 pounds of debris from our residents alone. So great job there. In addition, if you are trying to utilize our transfer station, we've heard your concerns about the process. So if you have an ID, a City of Tampa ID, and you receive some type of solid waste service, please come to the front, to our scale house, and we will process you. We are no longer requiring any water bill or a bill of that nature. In addition, so we are still actively collecting garbage and recycling. Yesterday we ran routes, and today we will run routes until we are complete. After that, we go into emergency response mode. Now, please stay patient with us while we continue to collect. We're going to end collection for debris at 7 a.m. So that's 7 a.m. Wednesday morning. We don't want to sacrifice service over safety, so we have to end it there. But thank you again, Mayor. We are trying to actively collect all the debris that's curbside, but if we do not get to you, we will definitely respond after Hurricane Milton. So thank you again.
Thank you, Larry. And as he said, all hands on deck. It wasn't just the solid waste. We have parks and recreation, we have mobility, we have water, wastewater, a lot of private entities that we did emergency contracts with. So, doing everything that we can. I believe it takes 3 weeks to a month to clean up after one of these storms, such as Helene, and they've done the vast majority of it in a week. And so they've really done a great job. Next, we have our fire chief, Barbara Tripp.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, we just want to thank the community. Thank you for listening to the local officials when it comes to evacuation. Want to thank everyone who has taken heed to this evacuation policy. We want everyone to be safe out there and want to continue to follow the news and get continued updates through our social media as well as the different information that's been given to you all. We cannot stress enough when the situations get to a point that we will not be able to respond. The first responders are here for you, but we need you to help us. Please do not stay in those disaster areas because it will be very difficult for us to respond once the winds get a certain speed. With that being said, the mayor talked about as far as receiving a lot of resources throughout from the state and local. I can attest to that. We have received multiple strike teams here to assist Tampa Fire Rescue. We are in communication with the National Guards as well. So we are definitely prepared for whatever Milton is going to bring us, but we want everyone to be safe with that. As we continue to collaborate with all of the local and stakeholders, as she spoke of with Tampa General, we are here to assist, but we need you guys to take heed. The city of Tampa has also opened up the downtown garages to take your vehicles. We continue to talk about electrical vehicles, and as far as hoverboards, scooters, all of that lithium-ion batteries, you need to make sure that it does not mix with water. We ask you to take heed to all of the services, take your vehicles to higher grounds so they will be taken care of. With that being said, we know with this storm, it's going to produce a lot of wind, rain, which cause power lines to go down. Please take precautions when you're approaching any line. Assume that that power line is live. Call 911 so we'll be able to assist. With that being said, the power lines itself will cause some serious danger if you touch it, including up to death. We definitely don't want you all to take heed to those power lines. Power for some residents will be out. No, Tico is here to talk about it, and they will give additional information. But some of you all have generators in which you would put generators into service. We continue to tell you to make sure those generators are operated in a well-ventilated area, not inside your home or garage. Make sure you follow the manufacturer's instructions when it comes to that. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, text to 888-777, Tampa Ready, all one word, 888-777 to text the word Tampa Ready. And for Spanish, Tampa Lista, 888-777. Thank you, and we want everyone to be safe. I'll turn it over to Chief Burkall.
The common theme here is heeding our warning for evacuation and having patience. We have an all-hands-on-deck approach. I have every single one of our 1,000 officers out here today. Many of them are assisting with evacuation. I went out to several houses myself this morning, and one in South Tampa. We encountered an elderly female who did not want to evacuate. Hopefully she will evacuate. We've worked something out with her son, but my concern is that there's many more like her out there that aren't heeding our warning. The message that I'm providing them and to all of you all is I cannot send my officers out in the peak of this storm. We will not be able to respond. Our officers need to be safe and sound and ready for our recovery efforts. I want to reassure you all, but I can't reassure you during those peak periods if you're not evacuating. If you're under a mandatory evacuation order, it's mandatory for a reason. Please do that. And when you're at the gas stations, have patience. We don't need to unnecessarily tie up our police officers for a minor disturbance at a gas station. Our officers are going door to door in low-lying areas and assisting. We've never seen anything like this before. This is the storm of the century, and we just need everybody to have patience, to stay safe, and to follow our direction. And for now, I have our Council Chair, Guido Maniscalco.
Thank you very much. So I've been here my whole life, 40 years, and I've never seen a storm like this. This is a potentially life and death situation. This is a potentially historically catastrophic storm. This is the storm of the century. We haven't had this potential impact in over 100 years. We have to be ready. It's all hands on deck. The mayor's here, all city departments are here. We're working around the clock to make sure that people are safe. We're waiting until the storm passes for that response, that recovery, and restoration. We will lose power. I lose power every time. Many of my neighbors do. Be prepared. There's still time. If you're able to get gas, I know the gas stations are running out and they're refilling. Try to get gas. Try to have non-perishable food items. Have enough water and be prepared, because this could be that storm that we've been waiting for. And what we saw a few weeks ago was basically a sample of what could happen. The wind is one thing, but we also have the storm surge potential that can be devastating. It has been devastating. And so please take this seriously. if you are asked to evacuate and you're in an evacuation zone, please go somewhere where it's safer. The storm will pass. We want to make sure that you stay safe. All residents of Tampa, we are in this together. We are in this to get through this, recover, and make sure that we come out of this stronger and safer. Thank you very much. Next, I'd like to welcome Hillsborough County Commissioner Harry Cohen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mayor, thank you for the opportunity to be here today. Just to bring you some brief information from Hillsborough County. To reiterate, this storm is forecast to bring significant threats, including storm surge, heavy wind, and severe flooding. Hillsborough County remains under a state of local emergency with a mandatory evacuation for both Zone A and Zone B, including all mobile homes and manufactured homes across the county. The key word here is mandatory evacuation. Councilman Maniscalco referred to Hurricane Helene. We have seen what can happen when there is a storm surge and people have not evacuated, and this could be twice, 3 times what that was. Please urge our warnings and evacuate now. Go to higher ground and ride out the storm with friends or relatives, whether it be outside of the evacuation area or in the immediate vicinity. You should be to where you are going by 7 a.m. tomorrow, Wednesday, October 9th. You should know your evacuation zone. If you do not know it, go to hcfl.gov Stay Safe to find it. You can also find comprehensive information about storm preparation and recovery there. Residents in an evacuation zone who require transportation should call the HC Storm Information and Helpline at 833-HC-STORM or 833-427-8676. For those that do not have a safe location, Hillsborough County continues to operate 9 emergency shelters, 6 of which are general population and 3 for special needs. They are available and they are open and they are accepting people if you have nowhere else to go. They are Burnett Middle School in Seffner, Durant High School in Plant City, Middleton High School in Tampa, Shields Middle School in Ruskin, and Sickles High School in Tampa. There is a general population no pet shelter available at Pizzo Elementary School in Tampa, and 3 special needs only pet friendly shelters at Irwin Technical College, Sumner High School, and Strawberry Crest High School. Hillsborough County Solid Waste continues to collect debris from Hurricane Helene ahead of Milton. The county has mobilized all available resources to expedite storm debris removal from affected residential neighborhoods. To further that effort, the county has launched a 24-hour temporary debris drop-off site at its resource recovery facility at 350 North Falkenberg Road, where anybody can drop off many types of debris. For more information, please go to hcfl.gov/solid waste. The county's 5 community collection centers are open with extended hours to accommodate storm cleanup from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. today. They're only open today. They will close at 7 p.m. So again, go to hcfl.gov/solid waste to find out about those sites. I also want to remind everyone, don't drive through stormwater. Make sure to secure electric vehicles. We've seen in the past that those are a huge source of fires, and stay safe and heed the warnings. We can all get through this together, but we've got to listen to each other, take care of each other, and make sure to get to higher ground. So thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you. And now, Tico?
Good afternoon. My name is Mary Lou Karn, and I'm from Tampa Electric. We know that this is a stressful time for our community, and I want to reassure you that we are doing everything we can to prepare for a safe restoration. Tampa Electric initiated our storm plans and have been working around the clock to prepare for Hurricane Milton. Our crews prepare and train year-round every year for this situation, and they are ready. We are confident we have the resources and expertise to restore power as quickly and safely as possible. So far, we've mobilized 4,500 utility workers from as far away as Texas, Minnesota, and Missouri to help with our restoration efforts after the storm, and we expect to add more workers in the days to come. Just to give you an idea of how important this storm is to us and how seriously we are taking it, this is the largest mobilization of utility workers that Tampa Electric has ever secured to bring in for a storm restoration. Even with these preparations, a storm of this magnitude will cause significant damage and affect our infrastructure. So we urge customers to be prepared for widespread and extended outages. We also ask for your patience as we work to restore power after the storm. From a safety perspective, I'd like to share a few tips with you. We ask that if you're evacuating your home, particularly due to a flood risk, please turn off the main breaker at your house. Make sure your hands are dry and you are not standing in any type of water when you touch any electrical items. If you depend on medical equipment to sustain your life, we ask that you please have a backup source of power in case of an outage. For portable generators, as the chief said, please do not operate them indoors. Keep them away from your house, away from your air conditioning intake, away from doors and windows. Plug your appliances into your generator. Do not plug your generator into your home circuits, and keep it dry at all costs. Should not be wet or in water. Avoid floodwaters. Water and electricity do not mix. This is water not only in the street but in your home. It could be energized and cause serious hazards. As for down power lines, again, avoid down power lines. Do not touch them or anything they are touching. If a down power line is on a fence, you do not want to touch that fence. It may be energized. If you see a down power line, immediately call 911 and then us. If you smell rotten eggs, that can signal a natural gas leak, which is also an emergency. Please call 911 and then call us. Lastly, I would like to address some of the rumors that the mayor had mentioned. Tampa Electric has no plans to proactively turn off power anywhere in our service area. We will only do this in the very rare case that the flooding is imminent and storm surge is at critical levels. This action is reserved for extreme circumstances. For reference, we did not need to do this for Hurricane Helene, even though that storm brought in excessive record-setting storm surge. So again, please note that we have no plans to proactively turn off power anywhere in our service area. Please stay safe. Thank you.
All right, open it up to questions.
Mayor, how long was the call with the president for? What did you discuss?
Actually, he called my cell phone last night, and we probably talked for at least 30 minutes. And basically that this is the storm of the century, that it's expected that there will be storm surge effects on the east coast of Florida, and just wanted to make sure that we had what we needed in the entire Tampa Bay area to prepare for it, and then the assurance that following the storm the resources would be here.
What did you tell him the most important need would be?
I told him for us last night it was the debris cleanup, trying to get that household debris off of the streets so that that doesn't become additional fuel for Hurricane Milton. I also said that we needed tiger dams, and those are filled with water, and it's sort of like the aqua fence with water, and we put those around our wastewater pumping sites to make sure that they continue on. We have a very, very robust plan for responding to hurricanes, and we learn more and more every year by sending our resources down to help those areas that have been hit. So we have a robust plan. Our needs aren't great, but in the recovery portion, we definitely will need help.
If you were to take all the homes that you would like to visit to get debris from to remove, what percentage of homes will be reached by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning?
Well, we're going to reach all that we can. I gave a very ambitious percentage yesterday, but I would say maybe around 20% that we won't be able to hit.
So you think 80 will be able to get
We've
to?
cleaned all of Palmetto Beach is done, all of Davis Islands are done, and Port Tampa, South Tampa. That was again the all hands on deck, bringing everyone in that could remove that debris. And then the police department did a great job of going down all the streets, telling everybody, get your vehicles out from in front of it, and then blocking off sections of streets so that the machinery could come in.
How far into South Tampa and downtown are you expecting this potential storm surge to go?
Well, I'll just tell you one of my vivid memories from the past with Hurricane Charlie, and we were in the crosshairs for that. And the prediction was 10 to 12 foot storm surge. And I remember the meteorologist saying that the storm surge at 12 feet would crest at I-275. So that is something that you really only see in the movies.
Yeah. Sorry. When it comes to the number of people that your people are apparently choosing to stay behind, do you know how many people seem to be trying to ride this out?
We don't. That comes up all the time, and that kind of talk is so foolish. And I've said many times that you want to pick a fight with Mother Nature, she's winning 100% of the time. And individuals that are in these, say you're in a single-story home, 12 feet is above that house. So if you're in it, basically that's the coffin that you're in. And it's just of this magnitude. What we can hope for is that the storm goes a bit south. Don't want to wish anything on our neighbors, but if it went a bit south, that would prevent the storm surge from coming into Tampa Bay, where it has no place to go. It's just a storm surge. It gets pushed into the bay, and it's coming into our neighborhoods.
Does it seem like most people are respecting your?
Oh yes, yes. You can just look at the traffic. It's incredible. I spoke with my good friend Buddy Dyer from Orlando today, and I told him I think the majority of Tampa Bay residents are in his neighborhood right now. Helene was a wake-up call, and people understand the force of the water, and they've heeded the warnings. All right. Thank you all. We appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Mayor. Be safe.
Thank you.
We're still active working on.
I didn't get to talk.